1039.
Necessarily reflect those of B1039, Up North Radio, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Time for Curries Corner, brought to you by Big Rapids Pennzoil and Auto Repair, Seth Winger at the Winger Insurance Agency, Gilbert's Carpets Plus Color Tile, Barrington Firearms and Training Center, DW2 Drywall,
the Monk Janowitz Funeral Home in Big Rapids, and the Janowitz Family Funeral Home in Remus.
All right, Bobby. Good morning. Morning 1039 listeners out there in America. It's a great day. Well, it is if you like warm weather. It's pretty warm out there, Bobby. Did you sweat yesterday?
I tried to stay under the air conditioning as much as possible.
Yeah, that's okay, though. Did you sweat yesterday?
I did, yeah.
Anyway, a lot going on. We're going to get right to the program here. I have a special guy in here, Chuck Franklin from Chuck and Murdy's. And we love reminiscing about the day, don't we, Chuck?
We do. That goes back a long ways.
Yes, it does. So we're going to get to that in a minute. And then I got my famous brother, Phil Curry, the famous my condolences and prayers to the Stan Carey family down in Morley. The Carey family have been instrumental on hauling asphalt, gravel, all kinds of adjutant, and they've been in the trucking business for many, many years. Stan, I think, was the founder, maybe not, but maybe his dad started with the horse and carriage days. But I know Stan was very well liked by a lot of people throughout Michigan. The Carey family, like I said, brought a lot of employees into working for us back in the day, and still carrying on that tradition today is his nephews and brother, I believe. And anyway, keep them in your prayers. Greatly missed down there. And then, Phil, you want to get on with your what you got going here besides the Curry Auction House?
Yes. Well, we've got a big, exciting thing that hasn't been done here in a long time. It's been up north years ago, but we're bringing it back. Usually it's held in the south near Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, but this is called the Western Roundup. And the Michigan Auctioneers Association has that once a year in August. And we're going to have a kind of exciting for us to have here in Big Rapids. I pushed it pretty good as long as I am on the board there. So we're going to start on Wednesday night. We're going to be down at the Big Rapids Elks Lodge and having dinner and just talk and see how everybody's doing. But Thursday's the big day. We should have roughly maybe 100 some auctioneers coming in. They're going to be competing at the Big Rapids Eagles Club. We're going to have it indoors this time, and we have some local boys I think are going to compete. Ryan Hansen said he was going to compete. I think Eric Volker said he might be competing. But anyhow, it all starts. They come in. I want to thank the Big Rapids Business Bureau for helping us out getting motels and so on, and Lake Osceola Bank. Also, we're going to be half of it, most of them will be coming in at night or in the early mornings. We have a golf outing out at Clear Lake, and who don't like to golf, auctioneers, we have skeet shooting or clay shooting out at Two Hat Ranch. So they'll be doing that in the morning. Then we have some seminars around noon, 1 o'clock at the Eagles. It will be giving some instructions on what's new and what's going on, what laws have changed, what new laws have come in, of course, like gun laws. We'll be doing some classes. Matter of fact, I'm teaching one about online auctions. And I think Joe Volker will be talking about farm equipment. And, of course, he has a big auction coming up here in a couple weekends. Friday. So,
15th, isn't it?
Yeah, because we're going to have them, a lot of the auctioneers that don't do anything, they would like to come and do a tour at my place and do a tour at Volker's, how they line up their equipment. So they'll be getting a lot of education. Then about 5 o'clock, we'll have dinner at the Eagles. And then if you all like to come out and just watch some of the big-time auctioneers we might have some auctioneers from Indiana, Ohio, Wisconsin. Last year we had one from New York. And they compete for some good money. I can't remember what the purses were, but I think it was anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. And so we'll have about 10 to 15 competing. And so it's kind of exciting to watch them instead of listening to me for so many years. And Ryan, you'll get to hear some new voices and some big boys coming in. And most of them are usually a lot of car auctioneers, cattle auctioneers, and like us, local antique auctioneers. And so that will start about 6 o'clock, I believe. So that'll be at the Eagles. And but we'll have dinner, and there will be extra food if they want to buy to come to watch. And you can bid. They'll let you bid if you want to bid and buy some. But it's all, I believe we're going to have everything that's locally, they're going to be bidding on stuff from Big Rapids.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Ferris is going to help me out. Curries is giving me, what, $500 worth of gas cards?
Probably, yeah.
Then we'll have, but we have a bag, backpack that says Big Rapids Western Roundup, and they'll be selling those, I believe. So it'll be fun. And our director, Trish, she'll be there, and most of the board members. So it's going to be exciting. And so if you want to see something, do something different that you don't get to see too many auctioneers, you will be seeing some.
The best of the best, huh?
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, what are you going to give me for it now? $15.
Right.
Going to go 15 now. 12, 12, 12, 11, 5, 5, 5, 4,
Yeah.
3.
You didn't
There,
win that one.
there
Did you
was
teach
a
him all
boy
that
in
though?
No, wait a minute, Bob. There
you're winging
was a
it.
boy in Arkansas. He wanted to get his ma to let him to go to auctioneer school. You know that song, Phil?
That's Mr. Van Dyke's.
Yep, we could play that, couldn't we, Bobby?
I'm still on a stream here, so.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll have to sing it. Give me the words, I'll sing it. Can you print the words out? Everybody'd like to hear me
Well,
say,
we call
there
it
was a boy in Arkansas.
we call it karaoke, so yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it goes,
right.
there was a boy in Arkansas. He wanted to be an auction. How the hell's it go now? I forgot it.
That was too
man.
early.
But anyway, Phil, how did you get it here from all the big cities? You had to compete to get it here?
Yeah, well, no, not really. I have great friends and big supporters.
You got friends?
Yes, I do. But they wanted to, one in Ohio wanted to do it, one in Indiana, auction schools. They wanted to have it, but I think the Big Rapids was a big support of getting it here because we're pretty excited to have them here. So
Well, yeah, anytime. This is great. I think it's
talked to
wonderful you
Harley
did this.
Big Rapids.
Let's talk about you a little bit, Phil, for folks out there that don't know you. You come from a small family, big family.
Right.
Could you talk about your family a little bit?
No. Just one big mouth. We all have big mouths.
Yeah. No, your mother must have been very instrumental on you being an auctioneer. Your father, which one?
Right, both of them.
Both of them were?
Yeah, it takes two.
Did you have a mentor growing up? Any priest or?
I don't know. I enjoyed listening to Carly Schubert announce horse races.
Okay.
That's where I got my words from.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Carly Schubert.
I know, but how did you become an auctioneer?
I was at St. Mary's Chicken Barbecue, and
What year?
doing this, God, that was 80.
I mean, how old were you?
85. I don't know.
13?
No, I was 20-some years old.
All right.
28, 25. But it was funny. I did the St. Mary's Chicken Barbecue, and guess who
Really?
was there?
Eric Williams.
No, Dick Worth,
Oh, wow.
Roy Myers, and Jim Straub.
Oh, really?
And they all, and Bob, and of course, Jerry Scheid and Bob Scheid and all that. And they said, I did it because Carly couldn't make it, and I just tried it, never done it. And they said, you go to auction school, we'll give you your first auction. Dick Worth did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he taught me everything about how setting up, and Bob and Jerry Scheid, those guys were great.
Okay.
Roy Myers, and every auctioneer in Michigan knows Roy Myers.
Oh, yeah.
So when he showed up, you knew you were going to have a good sale. But we did, and that first sale was with Larry Cox. Larry and I went to school, to Worldwide Auctioneering School in Mason City, Iowa. We were there for 2 weeks, and we stayed right on campus. There was a big campus of auctioneers, and I don't know, there must have been about 40 or 50 of us. And so Larry and I went to school, and our first auction was with Dick Worth's on Chippewa, and we did $80,000 that day.
Really?
Yeah, we were so excited. We thought we were going to be millionaires. Then the next weekend, we did a sale for $5,000, made $10. So you go up and down in auctioneering. But live auctions, it was hot back then. We always had, 200, 300, 400 people.
Yeah.
Today, online took over a lot of it, So, and that's what we're doing, a lot of online, but we still love live auctions.
Well, you know what, though, like I tell everybody else, Chuck, you can relate to this too, about making relationships. See, now he hit the big boys. When you had the big boys behind you, you knew you'd be successful. Like Jerry and Bob Scheid, I mean, them guys knew what they're doing. And like you say, Roy Myers, he was a very professional when it come to auctions. Dick Worth, good Lord. Who they used to have before you then?
Carly Schubert I think did it. Yeah, Carly.
But Carly still did it when you were there or no?
Yeah.
When you started?
Oh, yeah, I went with Carly. Larry and I went together.
Okay.
Then I went with Carly. Larry went with Tony Mandrella.
Oh, that's right.
And then
Tony
Larry and I
Mandrella.
took off, or then Carly and I took off. Then Carly retired from auctioneering and now it's in horse racing, and then I took that over. And then Bob Parker came along and helped me out.
Oh, yeah.
20 years.
But old Carly was good to you, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. God, yeah.
He was the top one around here, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Him and Tony.
We went up to Mansalona one time and did the ski resort there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never sold so many skis and ski boots in my life. And sold the property.
Who, Carly did? You and Carly?
Yeah.
He took you under his wing, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Any other stories with Carly that were funny?
I don't know. You caught me off guard there.
Yeah, I know. That's all right. You can come back to it. But, anyway, so Roy Myers, did you ever do any for him then, you said?
No, he never had any.
Oh, he didn't? He just went to him?
Yeah, he bought everything.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Bought stuff everywhere. Some of them made it back to his yard.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
he
and then
sold and bought. Yeah, he was
Jim
famous.
Straub. He did too, Jim
Oh, yes.
Straub.
Jim still does come and buys from me a lot.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's online.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Isn't
Yeah.
he? Did you ever do one for him, or no? He never,
He never
has
had one either, no.
But he goes to the sale and he buys.
Yep, he still does, too.
I'll be darned.
What's he make, generators?
Yeah, he makes generators, yeah. Yeah, out there at his place on Chippewa Lake there.
And if you just drive by there, he's got a lot of stuff sitting around there.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever have any happen, like funny things at your auctions that you started laughing as you're doing them? Any stories like that? I should have told you what we were going to do. Oh, we got a phone ringing. Whose is that?
That's you.
That's me. I don't think so, is it?
No, I got somebody calling from Traverse City.
Oh, okay, you got somebody calling. But anyway, so you got this thing going. When is it coming up?
Oh, yeah, August 7th, Thursday. Show up around 6 o'clock, I think it is.
Yeah. The Elks, they'll have a big night that won't. They have liquor sales
This
that
is
night.
at the Eagles.
I know, but the Elks, you're going to have something at the Elks.
I don't
night.
think it's that big of a deal. It's only just some early birds that come in.
Like Shane Strickler will be
Right,
there.
yeah, he'll probably be there. But no, it's a free dinner that they're putting on. And just for the auctioneers, and there'll probably be 20, I don't know, 10, 20, 30. I don't know how many are going to show up.
But I bet they all look forward to coming to something like this, don't they?
Yeah, because we like to talk about
Yeah,
what works, what don't work anymore. And
Yeah, but how do you determine who's the best? Like, listen to me. Oh, buddy, going to give me $4 now, $15, going to go 15 now, 10 now, 10 now, 10 now, 10. Sold.
Did he used to
$10.
do this around the dinner table, or
no, he never did until I became an auctioneer.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
So, Phil, how do you determine who judges that?
I don't know. I think we'll have 7 or 8 judges from all over the state. I think Wade will be there. He was the national champion of auctioneers for cattle.
Oh,
Wade Lest, he's way up by Petoskey.
Oh,
And
really?
he won national championship, and I think it was in Oklahoma or Texas. And he got a truck to drive around, and
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
nice. And great guy, nice family. His dad's a big-time auctioneer up there. Great guy.
Huh.
Yeah, he was a detective, a sheriff.
Answer that. Maybe they want to talk
That's
to you.
Rocky, one of my best customers.
Call
right
him
now.
up, see what he says.
Right.
Answer it. Just say, what do you need, Rock?
No.
What did, so Ryan Hansen's new to the industry. He's been going for, 5-10 years?
Yeah, at least Ryan's a great guy, too.
He is. He does
His
a
whole
nice job.
family's
doesn't he?
nice.
I try to emulate him, but it's kind of hard because he's got that Grant Center Lang.
Yeah,
Doesn't he?
yeah,
What are you going to give me for it now?
And he's a big-time auctioneer for the Amish for their produce every, Wednesday and Friday?
Is that right, Chuck? You remember?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I accused him of, he's got his little stand out in Grant Center.
Yeah, he does. It's nice
Totally
thing. I
nice
drove
guy.
out there and grabbed some stuff.
I told him he's a truck farmer because he trucks most everything in.
Yeah. My wife and I were out there Sunday and bought some stuff from him. And do they have security cameras there?
I don't know. I think so.
Okay, I'm glad I put money in the box then. Penny did. I told her, I said, well, look around for cameras because if there ain't any, because the only reason I wouldn't put any money in there is because somebody might rip it off. You'd hate to have that happen to them. Right, Bob?
Yep.
But they do have some very
Love the
fresh
idea of honor
vegetables.
farms. You don't really have those back east.
Yeah.
Yeah, people have
But it's
registered
on the honor?
Yeah, honor farm. Yeah, you could call it an honor farm.
Well,
On your
anyway,
honor,
it's
you'll
kind
put
of
money in
funny because this is true, too. And Penny's going to kill me for saying this. She got out and got some tomatoes, which were very good, onions and whatever else. So she gathered it up, put the money in the box. As we're leaving, we go to the front of the store. She waves to this person in there. She goes, "Oh, there is somebody here." And they had oh gosh, a guy, like a scarecrow sitting there waving to you. Mannequin.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Had it sitting in the window. She thought it was a real person.
Oh, yeah.
They do have a couple of kids I think Ryan's daughter and another gal are renting the back part of the thing where the people used to live.
But this is the front, and it had the old flannel shirt on, the bib overalls, and his arm up there waving. Oh, that woman, I tell you. But anyway, yeah, so that's going to be exciting for the community, and we sure appreciate you coming in here. You don't have any stories. Did you know Bob at all?
Who?
Bob Aldrich?
Yeah, I met him a few times at being in here.
Because he has a voice for radio, not
Yeah, a lot of them do.
Actually, they say I have a voice for radio, or a face for radio and a voice for newspaper. That's
right. Yeah. He does a fine job.
There was a story, though. It was kind of funny. I was doing it for Andrews.
Oh,
Andrew.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, he went to school with you. Dexter.
Yeah, Dexter.
Dexter Andrews.
I did a sale for him one time, and it was Bob and I auctioneering. And we had 2 rings going, and I finally decided to stop and say, let's take a break and let Bob wrap it up. And so we're all sitting having a cup of coffee, and we're drinking or popping a hot dog. And I'm looking at Pete Douglas and Larry Cox and Frank Allers, and I'm looking at all 3 of them. I said, well, there's 2 of us are clerks here. Who's clerking for Bob right now? When I see 2 clerks here. And the clerk writes down how much it went for and the bid number. And they both looked at each other. So, hell, I don't know who the hell's clerking for Bob. And so I looked over and see where Bob was. And I said, hey, Bob. I stopped him and I said, there's nobody clerking. You're all by yourself. We don't, what the hell did you sell, because we have to redo it. And yeah, that was kind of a nerve-wracking thing. But it was kind of funny to see the 3 faces going, oh my God. We're all guys. They all took a break.
Yeah, that was at Durwood's, I bet.
Yes, it was, yeah.
Up there on Elder Road. Durwood Andrews, yeah. He was not a hoarder, but he had a lot of stuff.
Antiques. He was a big damn. We did like 3 sales for him.
Oh, yeah, he was good. Yeah, he always went around and got stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Durwood Andrews. He had a story in himself, too, didn't he?
Yep.
Good
guy.
God,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, what else?
That's it. So thanks for listening. Hope you come out and see some auctioneers.
Give us the dates and everything at the Eagles. Yeah.
It's it was for the public. They can come out around 6 o'clock.
Okay, and once again, the date is going to be August
on Thursday, August 7th.
Okay, so that's a Thursday night. So it's a different than usually.
Something that you've never done and listen to auctioneers, you can come listen to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I know Pat's going to be there.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna be one of the. Here they go. What are you gonna give me for now? $25. Gonna go 25 now. 10 now. 10 now. 10. And if it's my brother out there buying it, sold $6.
Hey.
Right.
And did you guys ever do that, Phil? Fix them? Nobody ever.
No. We want to make money for the customers, so we make money because we go by commission.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. What's the biggest one you ever had? Sale overall, you think?
It was my cousin.
Oh.
Pat Kyling.
Oh yeah.
It was like $250,000.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Jeez.
Yeah, and then I had to go do a night auction that night for St. Mary's.
Oh really?
Yep, I was seeing double all the way through it too.
What's the furthest you've gone to auctioneer?
Petoskey, Kalamazoo.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think those were the farthest.
Now, has everybody are they all humorous like you, or are they pretty serious boys?
I don't know. They're all nice guys. They can be funny.
Yeah.
I'm more outgoing and say a few things.
Right, yeah.
Like Curries do.
Well, like Shamrock, you do a good job for them, don't you?
Yeah, they're good to me, too. They're wonderful people.
Yeah.
They do a lot for the community, the Shamrock Invitation. A lot.
How much did they go this year? Did they race at that golf outing? Started out from Remus, Michigan.
Sweeney's family.
Sweeney, yeah.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing I sold was a putter for $4,000.
But back in the day,
Oh,
you
yeah.
had a couple guys out there that would fight
yeah.
for Afghans.
Yeah, those bring around
Quilts.
13,000.
Yeah, they don't do that
15,000.
anymore? Too
No,
much?
Nope, they don't. No,
Yeah.
no.
I know.
But the celebrity race with that one year, we brought 15,000.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
So
Yeah, that's
that's
pretty good.
Good money.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Chuck, you ready?
Yeah, Chuck's been
So,
waiting patiently.
if Jen were here, she'd put the bug in your ear. We need to have all the Curry brothers come in and Curry sisters come in and talk about Pat one morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll do-
Make
we'll
sure
do
he's
a-
not there, though.
We'll do a roast. How's that?
Yeah.
Pat roast. I think that people tune in for that. All right, so I guess we'll take a quick break.
All right.
Yeah, let's
Be
take a
back.
break, potty break here.
Yeah.
And we want to thank our sponsors, Depends, that without them we wouldn't be here.
That's what makes the show so long.
Yeah, we don't have to get up and go potty because
If at any time during the show you hear, brought to
yeah,
you by Depends.
drink some more water. Thank you, Depends.
Yeah, I think
thank you,
before 9
brother
o'clock,
Phil.
B1039.
Booked at Curry's.
Pete, why do you come to Curry's?
I go in there for breakfast every single morning, Prac, except the week. Well, on Sunday. I usually go to church. But I love the scrambled eggs and bacon and toast. Homemade.
Dale I've known for many, many years, and I tell you what, when somebody needs some help, he's there. Just like your typical McCoskey County resident, Dale Whaley is a good American. So if you're ever looking for a drywaller for free estimate, call Dale. I'm telling you, you're going to be happy with his work. I have recommended Dale to a lot of people, and you know what the greatest compliment I've ever gotten is thanks for sending Dale. He did a great job for me. Guy's just fantastic. Just not only is a drywaller with DW2 drywalling, but it's just a great person. It doesn't hurt to have him come into Curry's either. There's just so many good things about Dale. He's just a great American, and give him a call, DW2 Drywall at 231-679-0475. That's right, 231-679-0475. Dale Whaley is DW2 Drywall. Greatest guy on drywalling end of it.
When the time comes to say goodbye, you need a funeral home that understands your family's needs. The Monk Janowitz Funeral Home in Big Rapids and the Janowitz Family Funeral Home in Remus have been a trusted part of this community for generations. They do take care of every family like their own, and they hear it time and time again.
My name is Christina Beers. I would say there's lots of funeral homes in the area, but there's only a small few that can do it with class and with quality and with that personal touch and care. And I would put Janowitz Family Funeral Home at the very top of that list.
Let them help guide you through a challenging time with care, respect, and compassion. The Monk Janowitz Funeral Home in Big Rapids and the Janowitz Family Funeral Home in Remus. Local, professional, and here for you when it matters most. Pennzoil in Big Rapids is your quick-stop shop for oil changes and so much more. With certified techs and 35 years experience, they'll have you in and out in a flash, and a free car wash with every service. And don't forget about tires. As quickly as the seasons change in Michigan, it's easy to lose your grip. Luckily, Pennzoil in Big Rapids has the tires you need to dominate all seasons in Michigan. Big tires, fast tires, grippy tires, sleek tires. Go see Zach Wells at Big Rapids Pennzoil today. He'll get you back on the road and ready to roll. That's Big Rapids Pennzoil, located at 710 North State Street, or give them a call at 231-796-4730. 5 before 9, WBZX Big Rapids. Get that in before we continue. But we got a question from the Peanut Gallery, so we're going to,
Right.
otherwise known as Jen.
I wouldn't let Phil leave because this is a good question. And I don't have questions on a piece of paper or nothing, just we're off the cuff. You know that, Bobby. But Phil's back with us just for one more question, Phil. Is the most unusual auction you ever had or most unusual thing you ever sold? And you alluded to a giraffe. But then as you recollect, you said something else. Would you expand on that for us? Thank you.
I had to do a auction for a lady that she taught nursing school, and she, like being at a hospital, and it was in a small building north of here. And I started looking at stuff that I was going to be auctioning and going, who in the heck's going to come here and buy this stuff? And then I got farther into it. I looked, and there was mannequins, naked ones. You know, all sizes, every part, men and women, because they showed how to do catheters and how women have babies and how you do a hernia. And you just stand there and you look, and there's a guy naked, or a woman, and they looked real, too.
Maybe they were.
Put the catheter in.
And I just went, wow, how do you put that out? And say, okay, what do you want to give me for that? Yeah. And then everybody's looking at you going, I'd be embarrassed to buy it. You know what I mean?
Right.
They just go, all right.
What am I going to do? Honey, look what I bought.
Yeah, look what I bought. But that was a lot of interesting stuff in that one. I thought that was kind of unusual.
They had bedpans and things like that.
I just went, oh boy. And they were looking at me, well, I ain't buying it. Everybody's going to tease me.
Yeah, right.
So we end up selling it to, I think, something like the Career Center.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because nobody was bidding on it. And they had nursing or something, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't Career Centers or
They do, yes.
yeah?
Yep.
So I think we end up calling Cadillac Big Rapids and saying, hey, these did not go because nobody didn't want to bid on them because it was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
Whose place was that? You say the judge's wife? No.
So no, I can't remember what her name was.
Yeah, but that's
she was a
interesting.
teacher though.
That's
it
pretty
was a
unusual.
judge's wife. She was a teacher, a nurse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she sold
Jen's
them.
running in
Tired.
here right now. She's got more
that's good.
questions, so stand by.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Oh, just
Jen.
anybody. Oh, no, we
Come on,
don't.
Jen,
We don't
we're
tell,
holding the show
we
for
don't
you.
tell who it is. But Pork Chuck over here, we're going to talk about history of Big Rapids. We got to get on this. But no, that's all right, Phil. No, you got one more question coming.
No, just so you sold the doll, the mannequin doll things. What did they go for?
I can't remember, but I think they did pretty good. I think we got a couple $3,000 for them.
Wow.
Yep.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the least expensive item you've ever auctioned off?
Pat.
Yeah. Really. Did you ever do a human one, dating game?
Yes, we did those.
That's what I thought. You used to do that years ago, didn't you?
Yeah. Out at Winters Creek Golf Course.
Yeah, that's right. We did that, Jen. You single guys for dates.
Yep.
And
We did.
Yeah, couldn't get away with that today.
Cool.
So we're you heard me put the bug in his ear. We're going to do the Pat Curry roast.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Someday. Someday. Thanks, Phil.
I believe so.
Yep. All right. I hope your brothers and sisters were all listening this morning. If they were, they would have tuned in and they would have called in some questions too. I know Nancy would have. But anyway, we forgot to tell her you were on this morning, so I apologize. They'll have to listen to the recording.
Yeah.
Thanks, Phil. Have a good day.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we won't take a break. We're going to go right into the show. Pork Chuck's been sitting here. Not Pork Chuck. I think you've
we can
enjoyed
take
it,
another
Chuck.
break if you
Yes,
want to
but
review
Phil.
again.
Well,
it's
we know
top
all
of
you
the
guys.
hour.
Yeah, WBZX Big Rapids at a minute before 9.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Yeah, we'll just take a quick minute break here. All right, be right back.
Where do you go for Michigan's #1 concealed pistol license course? The same place thousands of Michigan residents have over the past 15 years, the Barrington Firearms Training Center. The BFTC conducts state-certified CPL courses right here locally inside the Barrington Conservation Club at 3444 18 Mile Road in Barrington. For just $99, all you need to bring us is your Michigan ID to these all-inclusive one-day CPL courses, which include the use of firearms, ammo, eye and ear protection, coffee and donuts in the morning, and lunch at noon. That's right, just $99 gets you everything needed to take the police department instructed course that includes the training necessary to safely load, unload, handle, and store your firearm. Students will also be trained on when it is legal to defend themselves with a firearm under Michigan's Stand Your Ground law and Castle Doctrine. Call 231-250-7257 or go online at michigancpltraining.com to register for one of their upcoming $99 all-inclusive CPL courses. Get armed, get trained at the Barrington Firearms Training Center.
Gilbert's Carpex Plus, color time. Stop and shop with us for a while.
Looking to refresh your home? Gilbert's Carpets Plus Color Tile on Northland Drive in Big Rapids, just south of the campus, has everything you need. They're experts in flooring and window treatments, but did you know they also specialize in beautiful countertops? Whether you're remodeling your kitchen or bathroom, their great selection of colors and styles will help you create the perfect look. Visit Gilbert's Carpets Plus Color Tile, your one-stop shop for floors, window treatments, and countertops. Stop in today and make your house a home.
Gilbert's Carpets Plus Color Tile. Stop and shop with us for a while. Gilbert's is there for you.
I'm Seth Wenger from Wenger Insurance. For more than 100 years, we've been providing professional service and competitive insurance to West Michigan. Come visit us on Perry Street in Big Rapids or give us a call at 796-0778. We're here for you now, and we'll be here when you need us most. 796-0778.
All right, we're at a minute after 9 o'clock, so Pat, back to you.
Well, it was fun, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh,
yeah.
Philip, I tell you what, there's nobody in Big Rapids that's emulated my dad better than him. And when I say that is, he's so much like my dad. I had 6 brothers, and John, Pete, Steve look a lot like my dad. Phil doesn't so much, but Phil has my dad's heart, his wit, his charm. I don't know if anybody doesn't like Phil. Well, I do, but I won't bring my brother Joe up into this. But no, I'm only kidding you. We all love Phil, but he's just a very thoughtful, loving person, and he's giving back to the community. You know, just want to talk about him just for a minute. Ryan Hansen does a great job in this community, giving back too. Does a lot of good things for a lot of good people, but Phil has done a lot of charity auctions and never charged them a dime. I don't know how many millions he's raised for, like up at Trinity and Reed City, the school up there. They always have a big auction every year, and for years they've raised thousands and thousands. I mean, like 100,000 at their auction. And Phil does that for him. He does the Shamrock, and I know the Shamrock's very generous to him, but he's never asked for anything. And not that I want everybody calling him up saying, hey, I understand you do auctions for nothing. He can't do that, you know, for everybody in the world. But he has done a lot of them, and we're very thankful. And I'm very thankful and grateful to have a brother like him, because there's nothing better than being complimented about your brother. And I'm sure he doesn't get any compliments from people about me, but I get it from him, and I just love the guy to death. Anyway, as I do all my brothers and sisters. Chuck Franklin's with me. He's been very patient with us this morning, Bob, hasn't he?
Yes.
Tune in, Bob. It's 1039. Yeah. Anyway, Chuck and I reminisce about the old a lot at the table, at the mayor's table at Curry's. He's in there in the mornings with, especially on Saturday mornings, with Brother Peter, which we're missing this morning. He didn't come out. Maybe he's listening. He can come out now. But anyway, Pete, Randy Bleeker, and Chuck meet there at Curry's every Saturday morning, have their breakfast, and Pete makes sure he knows which one's buying that Saturday. But I've enjoyed Chuck over the years. He thinks he's going to be talking about gas stations of the day in here, but I'm kind of reminiscing back in North Twin days is when I first met Chuck, or he worked for Carl Pettit at the Sunoco station where the new Crisc oil is now. Chuck comes from the Grant Center area, pretty much. Yep, your dad worked at Ferris. I knew your dad real well from the Eat Shop. Didn't know much about your mother, didn't she? Must have been a quiet Christian out there.
She didn't get out much.
Nope. But you come from a family of 2, you and your sister. No, you had 2 sisters, didn't you?
Yeah, there was 6 of us.
6 of you, okay.
One brother and 4 sisters.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, brother's name, what's?
Doug, he lives in Reed
yeah,
City.
I knew Doug. Went to school with Doug.
Yeah, probably did.
Yeah, I did, yeah. But anyway, so then you went to work for Carl Pettit, and that's where you started wrenching, huh?
Actually, I was working for Volkswagen for a little bit. Things got slow, and then I went to work for Carl for a short period of time. Then they hired me back at Volkswagen. I worked there for a few years, and then Uncle Sam thought I needed to work for him. So I joined the Air Force for 4 years, and then when I came back, it had switched to North Twin, and then worked there until it closed.
Who owned Volkswagen before? What the heck was this?
Well, Harry Bowden owned it, but they moved out to that new building where Paris Auto Sales is now.
Yeah.
And Harry had it downtown. It was just an annex part of Kingsley's gas station there. And Harry said I could sell Volkswagens out of a tent. I don't need a Taj Mahal. And that's when Import Motors out of Grand Rapids, that was the distributor, took it over. And then they put their own manager in there.
Wow.
And that's who I worked for then. And then it changed hands a couple of times.
Small world, goes fast, don't it, Bob? Anyway, so you and Murdy Totten were buddies out there, worked together, right?
Yeah, Murdy was working there when I started. I started out, Al Schroeder hired me to wash cars.
Okay.
And then when one of the mechanics left and went to work at the refrigerator place in Greenville, I was only 18 and I got the mechanic's job and then worked there until, I went into service and so forth, and that little stint with Carl. And then when I came back, it had changed hands to, Import Motors still owned it, but they had a different manager, and went to work there, worked until 82 when they closed up. Meredith had been there all of that time, with a short stint when they went independent. But then when it closed up, we kind of thought it was time to hang our shingle out. And that's when we started Chuck and Meredith's, and I was involved with that for 40 years as a part owner and then sole owner, and then I sold it 3 years ago.
Well, then I remember when you and Murdy went on your own, because I knew you guys, because I towed cars for my dad back in the day out there to Volkswagen. You had a heck of a good business. Why did they close, Chuck?
Management problems.
Okay.
You can't not pay off the bank and stay in business.
Guy lived a little too high, huh?
Well, apparently.
Yeah. All right. Well, we won't talk about that anymore. But anyway, so I remember you guys, they closed shop, and you and Murdy, instead of going to work for somebody else, I'm sure you were sought after by somebody else.
No, we had offers.
I bet you did, because you guys were actually the only import mechanics in town, weren't you?
Well, yeah, and we were pretty short-sighted. Well, we ended up, happened to be a realtor friend of ours, said, go out and talk to Merle Abbott. He's got that big building, and he works all by himself. And we started out in that little part on the east side of that building.
That. Yeah.
And 9 months later, through a name that had been mentioned before, Dick Worth had that property across the road. We bought that, or we're buying it. And then Mutual Savings was just starting to do commercial loans. And the Lord was kind to us because we had to own the land. And Dick Worth let us sign it over to us, took some land we had as collateral. Mutual gave us the money, and a year and 9 months after we started, we were in that building.
I remember, because I used to tow cars out there in Merle's. He did alignments and stuff.
Yep.
Still around to this day, Merle Abbott, great guy. We tried to get him to come in today, but he just didn't want to be on the radio, I guess.
I think so.
But anyway, so you guys did a good business. As soon as you opened up, you had business, didn't you?
Well, the girls at Volkswagen there, they had those Cardex files at that time, which is kind of like a little credit card you'd swipe. Well, they ended up copying all those off for us. My wife typed up, we had some letters made up. My wife typed up about 50 a week, and we sent them out to the existing customers. So that clientele, but we were kind of short-sighted because we sold Volkswagens and Mazdas out there. So that was all we were going to work on. Well, when you don't have a dealer in the area, those dwindle out pretty quickly. So then people had other brands of cars. We started working on them, and now we work on everything, so.
Yeah. But now, going back to the humbling beginnings of your life, wrenching back then, you just had to have common sense and work ethic, didn't you?
Yeah, it wasn't near the electronics it is today,
Right.
And whatever. And then, as we were, initially talking about, we had filling stations up and down the street. All of those had a couple of service bays. They would do oil changes, brakes, tune-ups, but back in that day, they were telling you to change your spark plugs and stuff every 10,000 miles, change oil like every 1,500, 3,000.
Right.
And all those stations done that. They done exhaust work, sold tires. Now it's so specialized that, you got the dealerships and you got several independents. But the big independent when we started out was Ed Jensen had his little garage on West Avenue, and there was a few one-man things, but there wasn't a lot of independence in it.
No, there wasn't. It was all gas stations. We'll get to that in a minute. But what did, so you guys went across the street, built that for you?
Had Tom Hansen, Ryan's dad,
Yeah.
and Norm Hopkins built that.
And then you were the first ones in the community to put air conditioning in that. You put it in right away, didn't you?
It wasn't very long. We decided it was too darn hot with the sunshine in those west doors, and so we put some window units in. It's still pretty toasty. Yesterday it was 82 in there when I was in there working on my own car, but it wasn't a lot cooler than it was outside.
Yeah, what, like, you haven't had a big overturn in help.
Over the years, not a lot, but we have had some. But
Yeah, but you had John and Murdy and his son Marty.
yeah, for a long time, we had the same people.
For like 20 years probably, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
And then after that, just name a few. A handful is all, right?
Well,
Been pretty selective.
yeah, well, Donnie's been there, who ended up buying it from me. He's probably been there 25 years now, and John had been there over 20. He passed away, I think, in 2018, but and Marty decided to go a different direction after he'd bought his dad out and was at it about 5 years. Then I bought him out, and so I had it for 20 years.
Yeah. What is it, Chuck, that everybody's having trouble finding help as a mechanic? Is it because they want too much money, or they don't want to turn wrenches, or what? Because you don't see a lot of I go in the garages, and I don't go in as many as I used to, but they were my age or older working on cars. There's not a big pool of young guys out there working on cars anymore.
Yeah, you got to have a good understanding of electronics, and that's passed me up a little bit, But guys like Donnie are really sharp at it, and so therefore, you got to get your hands dirty.
Yeah, like
And
Zach Wells.
A lot of people don't want to do it,
No, like Zach Wells right now at Pennzoil, he does a great job down there, but he's on his own right now, and he's enjoying it, but he's young. He's 30 years old and very knowledgeable. That Donnie, we'll talk about him for a minute. I've known the Kaisers for a long, long time. His dad and I are very good friends. I miss him as much as anybody in town. I mean, he was just one genuine good old boy, but he made his boys, didn't make his boys wanted to work under his tutelage. And Donnie, he's just a very knowledgeable man. He went to heavy equipment school at Ferris, didn't he?
Part of a semester.
And then he found out. Want to tell the story on that one?
Well, he said that, they sat down and they start, the first classes, they start talking about nuts and bolts and wrenches and all that, because probably a lot of them didn't know what a half-inch wrench was from a 14 millimeter. Well, anyway, Donnie says, I didn't need to learn how to do a lot of the stuff they were telling me, so I didn't figure I need to show up for class. And actually, his instructor told me he didn't have the best driving record back then. As a teenager, and so we couldn't let him drive cars for a while. So we had to road test him ourselves, but he still was a good, very good mechanic. And he had been to the Career Center in Fremont, and from my understanding, he won like all 3 awards over there, the Ag Award from Ag Mechanic and Auto Mechanic and so on and so forth. And so he, actually his instructor said, don't hire him. He didn't show up for class and stuff like that. In the end, he worked on that guy's truck a lot.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. He can fix about anything. It's kind of sad today. I know I brought you on to talk about gas stations of the day, but I just want to touch on this for a moment. A car breaks down, they go into your shop, and nothing's cheap anymore. Transmission can be $4,000 to $6,000 and this and that. But gosh, I see a lot of cars getting disposed of today with good bodies on them and needs a transmission. I don't understand why they just don't spend $6,000, because you can't buy a car like that for $6,000. But are they starting to come back and fixing those cars now or not?
Well, some of them, but we see a lot of cars that even to buy a used engine for some of them, the car's worth $5,000 or whatever, and then you look online and it costs you $5,000 for an engine. and then the labor putting in, and you could have $12,000 in a $5,000 car.
What do you think? Why does an engine go bad?
Part of it, I think, is engineering, the way they're built, and whatever. They just, at 100,000 miles, a lot of them are, same thing happens to several of them.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I don't know, sometimes I think maintenance has a lot to do with it, and so forth, keep the oil changed, and so on and so forth. And some of them will go forever, and some of them not so far.
Yeah, I just thought of that as you said that. I know this 1 year or 2 years that a certain manufacturing screwed up on their transmissions. They're all going bad now. Seems like they should be accountable for that, because some of them only have 40,000 miles on them, some 100, but most of them don't hit 100 and they go out on them. That's kind of sad.
Well, and then very few people rebuild the transmissions around anymore,
right?
Because the electronics and stuff in them. And then the other thing is the warranty issue. And we've been selling Jasper products out there forever, and they give them 100,000 mile parts and labor warranty, and so yeah, you pay the big dollars once. But as a friend of mine told me that worked at John Deere for years, buy quality, cry once,
right?
And whatever. So it's worked out well for us. If one has a problem, they pay for it. We change it out,
Yeah. Jasper's been around a long time, haven't they?
Since I forget 40s, back in the 40s, I think, maybe before that.
All right. Well, now I just want to, the next few minutes or half hour or 45 minutes, we want to talk about gas stations a little bit. Randy alluded the other day that you and Merle sat down. Of course, Randy wasn't around when he was real young, but he came here, I think, his junior year in high school with his dad to sell insurance. And he's retired now, enjoying life. Sitting down with you and Merle the other day, you guys got to talking about gas stations and how many there was. Of course, it was all independent back then. Like you said, they had the garages that went along with it. Now we're selling bread and milk. What a transition we went through there. But Grant Center have a gas station?
Yeah, the store out there where Ryan Hansen owns the fruit market. It was a 2-pump station, a little convenience store. Well, they had bread, milk, and ice cream pop, and had a little meat counter. You could go and get some sliced up bologna and stuff. But yeah,
who had that? Schroeder?
Al Schroeder's dad.
Oh, he started it.
Yeah. Well, I think it would have been Ryan's great grandparents had it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nels Hansen?
Hansen's store. Well, I think it was Nels's mom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll be darned. Yeah, that's the 4th generation out there then, probably.
Probably so, yeah.
Wow. So then you come into Paris. They had a couple there, didn't they?
Actually, yeah, there was one where Meredith and Al Schroeder went up and started a garage, and that little one's across from the town hall. That was a gas station. And most of the gas stations weren't nothing like you guys got. They were 2 pumps on an island, and whatever. So
Charlie Knuth had one, didn't he, there?
Yeah, he had 2 pumps there in the island. They took those out.
That.
But
yeah. Then you come south, and there was nothing out there in 19 Mile Road at that time.
Nope.
So then you come Michael Oil Stand, Michael there.
Yeah, but I don't think they were more wholesale and delivering stuff. I think the first one was at the time, I remember Art Schroeder had that one where the Van Brocklands was.
Okay.
And then you get in the town a little farther, you had, OK Tire might have been a gas station at one time. It was always OK Tire.
Yeah.
From what I remember.
Right.
And then as you got a little farther, you had the Sunoco station. But then a lot of the people that ran those stations didn't actually own them. Like the Sunoco station, Taylor Brothers out of Mount Pleasant owned it. You paid a couple cents a gallon for rent on it. Mm-hmm. And then they bring all your fuel and so forth. But I'm sure that Carl had to pay all the expenses operating it.
Yeah. Before Carl, Norm Peterson was in there, wasn't he?
Could be. I don't know.
I remember Norm saying that. Yeah, he's got a great story. Norm did. I never found out though. He owned that, and this kid came in there and must have been early '60s and bought a set of tires from him, and he let him charge them. And the kid went to Vietnam, forgot all about it, and as years went by, of course, Norm got out of that and got to be a mail carrier. And he was at his house sitting there on M20. Grandson Mike, or Joey Mendenhall lives there now. But anyway, he's sitting there in his chair, and the door, somebody's at the door. He goes up there, and this guy's got like $500 there. And he goes, "What's this for?" And he goes, he said, "My mother passed." And he goes, "I was going through her belongings, and I found this bill, and I completely had forgot. I went to Nam, and I was gone for 4 years, and came back, and she never said that I owed it to you, and I'd completely forgotten. I feel terrible, but with the interest, I figure interest there, I owe you $500. Norm said, "Oh my Lord, you don't have to worry about that. I wrote that off, blah, blah, blah." And he goes, "No, I want you to have it." He said, "I'm making good." And I says, Norm's telling me that story, and I said, "Norm, who was it?" And he goes, "Oh, I can't tell you. I won't do that." And the day he died, he never would tell me who it was, so it's a mystery. But whoever that guy was out there, if he's listening, you're a real man. Anyway, so we went on from Norm, then Carl Pettit took it. How many years did Carl have that there? And you worked for him how many years?
Well, I only worked for him for like 5 or 6 months before I went back to Volkswagen. And actually, I worked that station for a little while at the north end, and then he took over the one on the south end where Denny's Muffler is now.
Oh, that's right.
And I worked down there for probably 3 or 4 months and whatever, and we run the U-Haul trucks and so forth.
Yeah.
But then you had the other little station. You had Maynard's Marathon there, where the Admiral Station is.
Yeah.
King Johnson had just 2 little pumps and a station off that wasn't as big as this office, is where they went inside.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's where Lunchbox is at now.
Behind that, yeah.
Warehouse back there.
Yeah.
But then I remember Bobby Hatfield, or was it Bill? Bill Hatfield had the Marathon station. He had a garage in there, and they're the first ones that started selling bread and milk.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I remember that because as a country kid, I didn't get to town much.
Well, Admiral bought it, and they started selling. And they started selling milk and bread, and that was the change of the mechanics. And then across the street was Kingsley.
Well,
right?
Yeah. Yeah, Kingsley was across the street, and like I say, the Volkswagen was in the north end of that building.
Yeah.
And they run service and parts out there until they moved out north of town.
Right.
And then, and I remember that big white building. It was across from your dad's station.
White Elephant.
Yeah, and they tore that down sometime. Must have been early high school days.
Yeah.
And the Clark station ended up there.
Yeah.
And then as you went south, you had the Total station. Merle had the Arco station, and Rex Oregon had a Pure station.
Yeah.
And there was a greenhouse and stuff where Huntington Bank is, and that big house that Burt Myers moved out on the 205th or 200th.
Yeah, his son Dave bought it.
Yeah, and and then as you went on, McGinnis's had the Standard station. Mac McDonald had the Golf station on the other side.
Yeah.
And then way back where the Ferris Copy Center is, that was a Zephyr station.
Right.
And they had outside hoist that they worked off from.
I remember that. That was Olson.
Yeah.
That was his first name.
I can't remember, but
oh Lord!
Later on in life, he had some health problems.
Yeah.
And couldn't hardly walk or didn't walk. I can't remember.
Yeah, couldn't. He lost his arms, legs.
Yeah.
Diabetes bad.
But
then Johnson's across the street in the Mobile.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, where that vacant lot is.
That little lot looks so small. Boy, they did a lot of business.
Oh, they did a ton of business in there, yeah.
Yes, they did that in the Zephyr, like you say, in there. That was a dead-end road, Perry Street. Remember that?
Yeah, and when you think back, gas was probably in the 32 cents or so when I was working there at Pettit's. And, we used to go out and check the oil, look at the fan belt, wash the windows.
What'd you make an hour?
I think I started out, I told Carl that I had to have $100 a week. And how long you willing to work for that? I said I can put in 60 hours. So I worked 10-hour days, 6 days a week. He gave me a raise a little later. Once in a while, he gave me a little time off. But I'm probably the best guy I ever worked for.
Yeah, he was a good guy, wasn't he? I remember he had that little wrecker, that little blue wrecker.
Yeah.
He was the only one besides my dad, I think, that had a wrecker in town. Well, London's garage.
Yeah,
they had one. We ended up buying that truck too from Ed London, Larry. But then, then you had across the river. I remember the Zephyr station over there where the bank's at now, right on the alley.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what kind it was. I don't know. George Colley might have had that, and then Keith. Jorgensen had in there where Hall's stored, and Keith shared that building.
Yeah.
As we were talking to somebody the other day that's going to redo that building, and it's been a pawn shop for quite a few years. So
not the guy. He's going to put a teen center in there, I guess.
That's what he was saying. Yeah. He's got a lot of work to do.
Oh my Lord, yeah. In our lifetime. But was there any other gas stations going out M20? I don't remember any.
I don't think so, because they had
body shops.
What Curly's junkyard was out there must be kind of where the trail site is or something there now. And because we had that junkyard, you had the one out on the curve there that was there, and then
Katie's.
And then you had McGuire's out north where Fenstermacher Asphalt is now.
Yeah. Big transition in automotive made a difference in everything.
Oh, a ton of difference, and everybody could, any high school kid could if he knew a little bit. But a lot of us were more rural, you look at what things have changed. Yeah. The farm kids had some mechanical ability and so on and so forth, and when they had to keep things running on the farm, you knew a little bit about that stuff, and then you were somewhat teachable in the mechanical field.
Yeah, sure. In our lifetime, though, I mean, you look at it, like you said, every one of those garages, my dad included, he had a 2-bay garage there at Standard Oil, State and Maple, and we didn't have any room at all. Most gas stations didn't, did they?
Nope.
Just a little short 2-bay gas station. If you had 3 cars in there, you're plugged up. Mm-hmm. Sold a lot of tires, too.
And most of them would do a wash job. I think when I worked for Carl, they'd wash the inside and outside of the car, clean it up really good. And I think it was $2 or $3.
Yeah, I remember my dad having that alarm around there. It was automatic. We'd hook a hose up to it and spray the car off, then you'd wash it by hand. We used to do Top Taggart's car every other day, it seemed like. But yeah, we used to wash a lot of cars and change a lot of oil and sold a lot of tires back in the day, too. Tires, believe it or not, were pretty expensive back then.
Yeah, they didn't last all that long, all bias-ply tires, and stuff. And then your dad was probably the first one that actually had the car wash that you drove through.
Yeah, you drive car wash. You drive through car wash right there at, what is there now there? Auto values there.
Well, I think in the parking lot between that and the old Jack and Emily's. Yeah. But another part of that story was when your dad closed up the car wash, they tore it down.
Right.
Merle tore that down.
Oh, he did?
Merle Abbott tore that down. He bought that. It was Chippewa Lake Marine out there. His building had real low ceilings. And they took all the used block and a lot of the used lumber.
Really?
And built that.
I didn't know
building
that.
And moved out there while he was running a gas station down here, and at one time he run the Arco station in Reed City at the same time.
I do remember hearing that. That's right. He was a workaholic.
Yeah.
Gosh. Now, so Merle built that. He had a good little gas station there at St. Clair, didn't he?
Yeah, but it was Arco, and then he moved up. Bought out Baxter Alignment.
That's right.
That was behind Kingley's gas station. Yeah. And the city come in and, I don't know, through eminent domain or something, they bought that when they done something to the alley or the parking lot. So then they had to move out, and that's when he went out there.
Yeah, remember my dad had 2 locations. That one, it's a vacant lot right across from Muffler Man. There's a little gas station there.
I remember that, yeah.
Standard Oil 2-pumper there and an outside hoist there too, plus an inside one. He had 2 hoists there. Boy, that's back in the day. Right, Kitty Corner from Grunt's Brothers.
Yeah, I remember when Dervishes, I think, ran that.
Yeah, they were the last ones, I think.
Yeah.
And the city bought it now. I think it's sold to somebody. I don't know who owns it, but just a piece of property now. But yeah, it was back in the day that everybody knew everybody. Now it's independents are pretty hard to come by anymore.
Well, you used to get together at the parts stores, they'd have a seminar when something out new came out, like front wheel drives. I remember going into the back room at Bidding Auto Parts, and they'd have somebody from the place, come in and do a video or something, and there'd be 25 or so of us there from different shops around the area that, worked on cars, and now you get about 3 people, maybe.
Oh, they do still have them, though?
Not very often.
Yeah, no. How come my question is, and maybe not for the public so much interest, but back in the day we had Joints and we had Big Rapids Automotive, and then we had Benny's Auto Parts. Three people had three different auto parts. Now you have so many. How do they survive? I mean, we got 6 of them in town selling auto parts.
Well, yeah, and I think a lot of it is, people are trying to save money. And lots of times, you'll get a free engine scan at, any of the big stores,
Yeah.
and they'll go out there and they'll tell them that an oxygen sensor is lean. Well, in their mind, they need an oxygen sensor. So they buy an oxygen sensor from that, and they have one of their buddies or them put it in. And the light comes back on, oxygen sensor lean. Well, the reason it's lean is maybe a vacuum hose on the engine is cracked or split. It's leaking air into there. So therefore, it's making it lean. And the oxygen sensors telling them the truth. But most of those places will give you a list of possible causes. Well, they start going down the list buying parts. And unfortunately, come into the garage and they spend a lot more than it would cost to fix it. And they haven't got it fixed yet.
Yeah, right. I see. So that's where that's coming from. Yeah. Because I was over in Everett here a couple of days ago, and gosh, they got auto parts across the street from O'Reilly's.
Yeah.
O'Reilly moved in over a beautiful building. That ain't a cheap building either. But they, like you say, they give free diagnostics.
Well, and another thing that's kind of unfortunate is some of these big chains will a customer go in to get something done, buy tires or something like that, and they'll look at it and tell them that they got all kinds of problems with suspension items and stuff. And you get them into the garage, that suspension's mounted in rubber. It's going to move, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
And they've written them an estimate for hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
So people are smart enough to say, let's get a second opinion. It's no different than going to the doctor.
You guys have a lot of repeat customers, don't you?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, very loyal. I mean, we've had a towing company there for a long time, and people will call up, and I notice when it comes out of Grant Center, it goes to Chuck and Murdy's. Almost everybody out there goes to you.
Well, we get a lot of stuff from the east side of the county, a lot of Barrett and Chippewa Lake area.
Yeah, you do.
And we were told by a friend of mine, don't go out there, you'll have no business.
Oh, really? Yeah, I guess I could see it why, because nothing was out there.
Yeah.
That's true.
But you guys have always treated it like a local tow, so that hasn't been a disadvantage. And
no.
Therefore, I buy all my fuel through you guys. We do send, and you guys used to do radiators and stuff, and that's got to be now where it's throw it out and put a new one in because they're not fixable.
Yeah, I had, I don't know how many thousands I did, but I did a lot of them. Then John did it later on after I got into talking at the gas pumps. But yeah, we just closed that up here about a year ago. Finally closed it up, and I tell you, back in the 90s, George Farnan worked for a company out of Bay City. He was a salesman, one of the best, very knowledgeable in the industry. And he opened up his trunk and he goes, "This is going to put you out of business." And it said, "Made in China." And I'll never forget that. And then he took that box, took it out, and the next one said, "Made in Mexico." And he told me what they cost. And I said, "I can't do it for that." He goes, "No," and they know that. And then eventually the auto parts store started selling them. And just like throwaways now.
Well, you can't crimp the tanks on them and not leak, and stuff.
Yeah. I had a machine, I did that for a while. I adapted and everything, but time you figure your labor into it and everything, and when you could buy them for $80, it wasn't worth putting them together for $80.
No.
But anyway, you got to change, diversify. We did that, and we're still here, But if you was to tell, if a young guy was to come in your shop today and say to you, "I want to do this," what would you say to him? Great.
And what you mean as far as being a mechanic?
Yeah.
Well, you got to look at, of course, I need more. They got to be state licensed or get a training permit and so forth. And a lot of them can't pass the test to even get a state license.
Oh, really?
And then there's people that could go take the test that don't know nothing about it. They got enough common sense about what they've learned around the listing, they could pass it. So
yeah. Now, you watched labor rates when you first opened up. Do you remember what an hour rate was back when you and Murdy started?
Because we were import, we were the highest in town,
Yeah.
$25 an hour.
Wow. Yeah. What's an import dealer get now?
They're probably, I would imagine Grand Rapids probably up around 150. I think some of the dealers here are up at 160 or better.
Really? Yeah, it's not cheap anymore, is it? But do you think cars last longer now?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, some of them.
Yeah.
You know, like we were talking, some of them are kind of built to fail.
Right.
You know, but
Are most of those components made in America now?
I
think?
don't really know.
Yeah. Well, if somebody asked you what vehicle to buy, would you expand on that conversation, or just say no, go buy whatever you want?
Find something you like, you know, and because you know some of them, you know, we've seen some of the foreign vehicles hold up pretty well, and some of the domestics hold up pretty well, and somebody will tell us there's problems with a certain car. Well, we haven't seen that, you know, so they're all good. They all got their little problems.
Does anybody rebuild transmissions anymore?
Not locally, I don't think.
No. Heights Garage, I think, used to, and that's the last one.
Used to, but the electronics, you know, they're computer controlled for shifting and everything. And I think towards the end of a lot of the transmission shops, used to be they just go in and, you know, put clutches in them and stuff, and it was all governor controlled by things, no electronics to them. So therefore they could, you know, rebuild them. They work pretty good. Now the electronics, you have a solenoid fail, it won't shift.
Yeah.
And there's not much repair to a lot of that. And then you have leaks out of them. Well, if it's leaking out of the torque converter seal in the front of the transmission, there's probably other things that are causing that failure because there's internal wear, you know. It's like somebody was asking the other day, now they're putting 10-speed transmissions in some of these new trucks and stuff. Well, the case is still the same length that used to be a 4-speed, then went to 6-speed, then it went to 8-speed, now they're 10 speeds. And so to get that all in there, it's a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Each one, and it's gonna, you know, so it just common sense says there's gonna be more wear.
Yeah. Jumping ship from transmissions to back to gas station. Now, we don't want to forget going south. You had Johnson's at the Mobile, Olson at the Zephyr. I think Marv Kelly had that for a while too, didn't he, or not?
Might have, I don't know.
Yeah. But then you go south of that. Do you remember there was Vic Hendrickson was in there somewhere? He had that yellow gas station up there at South Street and Ferris, right on the corner where pharmacy's at now.
Well, all I remember is that Michael Oil operated out of there.
Okay.
Because my mom used to go to the doctor and stuff, and you could see the Michael Oil's trucks would be up there. So that might have been,
right.
There might have been stationary. I didn't ever get to that end of town.
And then
Sunoco
was the newest one south of town. There was nothing before that, though, in the south end of Big Rapids back in the day.
Later in years, when Jim put the rapid wash in, didn't he sell gas for a while?
Yep, he did. He had Standard Oil there. Yep, that car wash is Lee's Car Wash now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and they do a nice job down there. Yep. Well, I don't know. Did you guys ever come up with a real number on the gas stations back in the day?
I don't know. I heard Joe or somebody say that they thought there was like 22 of them. So
yeah, that's what I always said too.
I remember the guy that was right across from, right on the alley there, you know, south of Maple, that had the golf station, and he worked on bicycles.
Verstrain?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, worked on bicycles at that little 2-pump golf station.
Yes, he did. I remember going there with my brother Joe. We'd go in there with our bikes. He'd show us how to fix them. Then he said, "Now you don't need me the next time. You guys can do it yourself." So we did. It was complicated, but you know he.
Well, that's why I done out when I was on Grant Center. I was the kid in the neighborhood that take everybody's bike apart, put the pedals slip or something, and take it and clean the rear ends out.
Yeah, them little gears in there that wear out.
Well, them discs essentially worked like an automatic transmission, except it just got
engaged
worm on the sprocket, you know.
Right. Yeah. A lot of fun, wasn't it?
Yeah. But
we didn't go without, but we didn't want a lot, did we?
No.
Just kind of enjoyed life and worked on the farm and fixed your own machines and.
Well, the work ethic was so much different now. Trying to get a kid, nobody's baling hay, and we're going out there lifting bales of hay for $1 an hour or whatever it was. And
right, yeah, you go by the Amish right now, and I admire those guys. They still got those kids where they're out there working every day in the garden or the fields or whatever. It's kind of like the old American the way it was, but we changed a lot now.
We were coming north on 131 the other day on the expressway, and I see the field of oats all cut and chocked up, or maybe it was wheat, but they were all chocked up, and they'll get out there, around the community out there. In fact, I think Peterson's was the last people that would do it. They would do that, and they'd have a big thrashing bee,
Yeah, the farms, yeah. Well, let's take a break, Bob, and we'll come right back and wrap this up. How's that?
Right here on Curries Corner,
All right.
B1039.
Looked at Curries.
Pete, why do you come to Curries?
I go in there for breakfast every single morning, Prac, except the week. Well, on Sunday. I usually go to church. But I love the scrambled eggs and bacon and toast. Homemade.
Dale I've known for many, many years, and I tell you what, when somebody needs some help, he's there. Just like your typical Mecosta County resident, Dale Whaley is a good American. So if you're ever looking for a drywaller for free estimate, call Dale. I'm telling you, you're going to be happy with his work. I have recommended Dale to a lot of people, and you know what the greatest compliment I've ever gotten is thanks for sending Dale. He did a great job for me. Guy's just fantastic. Just not only is a drywaller with DW2 drywalling, but it's just a great person. It doesn't hurt to have him come into Curry's either. There's just so many good things about Dale. He's just a great American, and give him a call, DW2 Drywall at 231-679-0475. That's right, 231-679-0475. Dale Whaley is DW2 Drywall. Greatest guy on drywalling end of it.
When the time comes to say goodbye, you need a funeral home that understands your family's needs. The Monk Janowitz Funeral Home in Big Rapids and the Janowitz Family Funeral Home in Remus have been a trusted part of this community for generations. They do take care of every family like their own, and they hear it time and time again.
My name is Christina Beers. I would say there's lots of funeral homes in the area, but there's only a small few that can do it with class and with quality and with that personal touch and care. And I would put Janowitz Family Funeral Home at the very top of that list.
Let them help guide you through a challenging time with care, respect, and compassion. The Monk Janowitz Funeral Home in Big Rapids and the Janowitz Family Funeral Home in Remus. Local, professional, and here for you when it matters most. Pennzoil in Big Rapids is your quick-stop shop for oil changes and so much more. With certified techs and 35 years experience, they'll have you in and out in a flash, and a free car wash with every service. And don't forget about tires. As quickly as the seasons change in Michigan, it's easy to lose your grip. Luckily, Pennzoil in Big Rapids has the tires you need to dominate all seasons in Michigan. Big tires, fast tires, grippy tires, sleek tires. Go see Zach Wells at Big Rapids Pennzoil today. He'll get you back on the road and ready to roll. That's Big Rapids Pennzoil, located at 710 North State Street, or give them a call at 231-796-4730.
Where do you go for Michigan's #1 concealed pistol license course? The same place thousands of Michigan residents have over the past 15 years, the Barrington Firearms Training Center. The BFTC conducts state-certified CPL courses right here locally inside the Barrington Conservation Club at 3444 18 Mile Road in Barrington. For just $99, all you need to bring us is your Michigan ID to these all-inclusive one-day CPL courses, which include the use of firearms, ammo, eye and ear protection, coffee and donuts in the morning, and lunch at noon. That's right, just $99 gets you everything needed to take the police department instructed course that includes the training necessary to safely load, unload, handle, and store your firearm. Students will also be trained on when it is legal to defend themselves with a firearm under Michigan's Stand Your Ground law and Castle Doctrine. Call 231-250-7257 or go online at michigancpltraining.com to register for one of their upcoming $99 all-inclusive CPL courses. Get armed, get trained at the Barrington Firearms Training Center.
Gilbert's Carpex Plus, color time. Stop and shop with us for a while.
Looking to refresh your home? Gilbert's Carpets Plus Color Tile on Northland Drive in Big Rapids, just south of the campus, has everything you need. They're experts in flooring and window treatments, but did you know they also specialize in beautiful countertops? Whether you're remodeling your kitchen or bathroom, their great selection of colors and styles will help you create the perfect look. Visit Gilbert's Carpets Plus Color Tile, your one-stop shop for floors, window treatments, and countertops. Stop in today and make your house a home.
Gilbert's Carpets Plus, color tile. Stop and shop with us for a while. Gilbert's is there for you.
I'm Seth Wenger from Wenger Insurance. For more than 100 years, we've been providing professional service and competitive insurance to West Michigan. Come visit us on Perry Street in Big Rapids or give us a call at 796-0778. We're here for you now, and we'll be here when you need us most. 796-0778.
And we're back,
All right,
and we have a
thanks,
phone call.
We have a phone call. Go ahead. We're with Chuck Franklin here. What was the gal?
Yeah, go ahead, caller. You're on the air with us.
Oh, hi. Hi, I'm Trina. I just wanted to let you guys on the last live know that Johnny's Body Shop, right on the corner of 19 Mile and 131 Business, he does rebuild transmissions.
I never knew that. How long's he been doing that? He's smart. I know that.
Make sure your radio's down. You're listening through the phone, not on the radio, because we're on a delay here.
Yeah, you there?
Yep. No, I'm on my phone, not through the
Johnny
radio.
do them? Does he?
Did you hear me?
Yeah, now I do. Yeah, Johnny.
Johnny's Body Shop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is his son doing them or is he doing them?
And he's located on the corner of 19 Mile and US 131 Business.
Yeah, right.
So, right across from Beacon and Bridge.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right across from Hudson's there, John Deere. Johnny's been there probably as long, if not longer, than any body shop around, hasn't he? Used to be a body shop there. Or I don't know if he still does it or not.
Yeah, so I don't think she could hear our end.
Oh.
Can you hear us or no? All right,
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, all right.
Well, then you ask her, Bob.
All right, so what's the question again?
Who's doing it? Johnny himself?
Is Johnny himself doing it, or who?
Him and his son.
Okay, good. Yeah,
All right,
that's
good
good.
deal.
Yep.
Yep, and he's very good at it. So,
wow.
I thought I'd put that information out for you guys, and
Well, no, we appreciate that. Yeah, that's good to know because Chuck, you didn't know that, did you?
All right, well, caller, thank you for calling in. Appreciate it.
All right, well, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah. Johnny's Body Shop does transmissions. That's good. Yeah. Well, anyway, Jen, you got a question for Chuck. I don't know if it's relevant to what we're talking about.
Interesting to know Chuck's point of view on the future of gas stations. Where is this going?
I think there'll always be, with here in Michigan, I think the electric car fad is going to kind of dwindle a little bit. Of course, we have, several options. Like way back, Toyota and them came out with the Prius, which had a small engine. They used electricity. It had what they call regenerative braking. So when you slowed down, it would charge the battery as well, so you didn't have to put as much wear and tear on the brakes. But in Michigan, they just rust up anyway because they don't get enough used. And that one, the small engine doesn't have the oomph to get you going really good, but if you accelerate, the battery kicks in. Then now they've made plug-in hybrids, like one of the guys at work, his sister has one in a Toyota, I believe it is. Well, they plug it in Grand Rapids, they can get to Zeeland, but then they run back on the gas, where the old Toyota charged the battery while it was running. And then you have the total EVs, which like Nissan was one of the first ones I remember that came out. They called it the Leaf, but when the battery was dead, and there you sat. You had no way to to get it from where it was to, except call Pat and have him tow it someplace to get it charged. So I always said it was kind of like a leaf on the highway.
And I have to ask one other question, which I know everyone is just frustrated as heck. I know I am with these new vehicles having this stupid auto shut off at the stoplights or stop signs. And you can turn it off, but you can't permanently turn it off. And it drives me insane that I want to hear. I don't need to hear my engine kick back on in order for me to pull out, especially if I'm in a hurry.
Well, and that's what I think about those too, because our car has it in it. And, I figured that in the repair business, a starter only has so many starts in it.
Exactly. You're going to wear it out.
So if it's going to start you 20 times a day, although, you look at like the poor UPS drivers, they have to shut that vehicle off every time they stop.
Right.
So how many starts do they get? But anyway, I just get in the habit when we start ours, I hit the button and.
So you haven't even been able to disable it off yours?
No, I don't think you can.
Oh, I want to disable it so bad.
Most everything is like that, and there's some systems in the cars that, it would be just as well if they didn't have them, and they mandate so much of that. I got in a car here last year, and it was just a cheap car. And I back up, and it's got a backup camera. Well, I guess those been mandated by the federal government that they have to have those so you don't back over somebody or something.
Oh,
but
so turning around over your shoulder like we used to?
Or using the mirrors, yeah. That's old history.
My neck can't handle that anymore. I use the backup camera.
I know. And the problem I see is that, the federal government has mandated so many things that just adds to the cost of the vehicle, and...
Yeah, sad. Well, anyway, moving on, we got 10 minutes left. So in this next 10 minutes, I just want to remind everybody we have a big school, all-class reunion, Big Rapids Public School, all-class reunion Saturday starting at 5 o'clock. We have a great group on the alumni board that's done a great job. I won't mention their names, but Deb and Marianne and Jean and, and the rest of the board. This year we have a distinguished alum. Every year it's really tough to figure out who's going to get it because, like yourself, Chuck, look what you've accomplished for Big Rapids, let alone the other people outside the area. You've done a great job. You should be recognized. But unfortunately, we only can do one a year. And this year we've picked Linda Myers Hawk. Linda Hawk Myers. Her dad had, you remember Bud Hawk at Western Auto, so she learned at an early age how to make relationships and how to be a leader. She's been that. She was a leader for the ladies in education. She started out as a driver's ed teacher, ended up being a superintendent of schools at Morley Stanwood, and between that she was a driver's ed, like I said, and she was a principal in Everett. She's a principal at the high school here. Almost unheard of a lady doing that. It was always the guys, and so she's a pioneer in some sort of the way you might say, and she's well-deserved. She was nominated by a well-deserved person, and we have a lot of good people come out of Big Rapids, and that being said, I want to congratulate Linda. Her husband Dick and I were friends for many, many years, great family, so she's done her part in American history as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, we're going to be without some people, and we're going to have a lot of people there, but when I say we're going to be without them, like Tom Camp, class 73, 74, I think it was, a hell of a football player back in the day. He was big time winning the game up against Reed City when they had some great Jake Worth and that group up there. Came down to the last play almost, and he wins it for him. So he's going to go down as history as one of those good football players Big Rapids has had. Tom's going to be missed. He won't be there this year because he's passed. Polly Judson, she's going to be missed, class 72. We've lost a lot of good people, and I shouldn't even brought those names up because I'm probably missing a whole bunch of good people that have passed on. But you haven't been the one you listening out there. Try to be there. You're going to see a lot of old classmates. It's always a great time right downtown Big Rapids, like I say, Saturday night at 5 o'clock. That being said, we'll see you there. Jason Courtwright, I hope you have a great day today. It's your birthday. Marcy Schuberg from Schuberg Agency, her birthday's today. I'm probably missing some others, but happy birthday to America out there for another day of freedom out there. Huh, Chuck?
Amen to that.
Great life out there. All right, Bobby, I think we're going to wrap it up. Chuck, any last words?
No, I think we've covered most everything,
Yeah.
It's, I guess following up on what Jen had asked, that the I think gas cars are still going to have their place, because pickup trucks and stuff, people try to haul campers and so forth. They're not going to want to stop every 100 miles, charge up their batteries so they can go another 100 miles, so they'll be pulling in to fill up at your place.
Yep, there you go. Well, anyway, once again, Everett Fair, Friday night, it's the auction. See you there. Thanks for listening to 1039. Bob Aldridge and all of us here, thank you very much. Have a great day. God bless America.